Hey YouTube, RUB Figs here. It is New Year's Eve at the time that I'm recording this, and 2017 is almost over, and for the first time ever I feel like this year has been eventful enough for me to be able to go back and reflect on everything that happened, because in ways this has been the worst year of my life, but in a lot of other ways this has been the best year of my life. The most eventful year of my life, absolutely, and yeah, I can honestly say this was the best year of my life, and you guys got to see a lot of that on this channel, so I'd like to just go through some of the awesome moments that happened, the best moments of 2017 for RUB Figs, and go over a couple other little things that you guys didn't know about, and I even have some exclusive footage and pictures from other things that happened. So January 1st was the first big thing that happened on this channel in 2017. Why? If you guys weren't subscribed back then, actually I'll give a bit of backstory. Back in about October, I wasn't really happy with the state of the channel. I wasn't enjoying it that much. I felt like I needed a break. I was ready to step back from the channel for a few months just to regain my passion again. And yeah, what else can I say? But then the idea popped in my head that maybe instead of me leaving, something else needed to change. And I thought about it, and I thought maybe the branding on this channel needed to change. I thought the name needed to change. I just thought we needed change, and me leaving was not the right thing to do. The name of the channel used to be RUB3945 Figures back this time last year, and around October or November I started teasing change, and by that I changed the channel art on the channel to a teaser which said 1/1/17 change will come. No one knew what that meant at this stage, at that stage I should say, but when it came around to the 1st of January, right when it hit midnight, I published a video, a little promo package, which really, yeah, it announced everything, and we just moved forward from there. Because this time last year we had just reached 200 subscribers. That was insane for me at the time, and ever since that video, January 1st, it's been crazy. You guys have been awesome. We are now at 460 subscribers. We've more than doubled the subscriber count this year, and I'm forever grateful for that. Thank you to all of you guys that have supported the channel and supported me over this last year especially, and just how long you've been subscribed for, even if it's been longer than a year. Thank you very much, and your support is also very appreciated. I will not forget about you guys. You guys have made this year really awesome, and at that point that's where it all changed. Now we go to the 14th of January. WXW Live 2. If you guys didn't know, for 5 years I was a backyard wrestler. First in a little organization that I was a part of called ETW, just in the backyard. My character, my persona, Bone, and yeah, I don't really know what to say about that, but let's get to the point. Zack Attack and I got in contact with a member of WXW, Chris Ambrose, quite a while back actually. We've known each other for 3 or 4 years now, and we decided to shift over to WXW in July of 2016 after he reached out to us, as he was having a live show. And that live show happened. We had a little bit of a crowd there, which was awesome, and ever since then a lot of planning went towards making a second live show, bigger, better, longer, more matches, more talent. And that's where Jay Hagan / Jamie O'Hagan, if you guys know him, he was introduced into the fold. Yeezy was introduced. Jason Crew returned as well. That was huge. But why is this on my list? The show was awesome. I have to say, it was my favorite backyard show I was ever a part of. We had about 12 to 15 people turn up, and as a backyard wrestler beforehand, I didn't really understand how much the crowd plays a part into the match, because you really feed off the crowd's energy, where they chant and root for certain wrestlers, and that really plays a huge part in the match and makes you enjoy it a lot more. But WXW Live 2 was mainly a huge part of my year because it was the last backyard wrestling event I was ever a part of. I retired at the end of it, and the angle, the storyline leading into it was that I had taken a little hiatus from WXW because I was getting beaten up by Chris Ambrose and Zack Attack a lot, and it got to a point where Chris Ambrose, well, at least I thought at the time, he felt bad for me and he wanted to bring me back and give me a fair shot, give me a fair one-on-one championship match. But a lie just led to another lie, which led to another lie, which led to another lie. It turned out that he didn't feel bad for me at all, but as he reached out to me, I could see through his lies. I could see through it all. So I responded to yes, I would return as long as I could face him in a match at WXW Live 2, which he accepted on the condition that the next match I lost in WXW would be my last, which I accepted. But then he also revealed after that that there would be a multi-man ladder match for the WXW Championship as the main event of WXW Live 2. And if I could get past Chris Ambrose, I also qualified for that match. But of course, if I lost, then my backyard wrestling career would be over. I was able to defeat Chris Ambrose at WXW Live 2, but I took a lot out of myself in that match. He busted my face open pretty bad, and I was fatigued from that point. So when I went into the ladder match, I didn't have enough left in the tank to take the title, unfortunately ending my backyard wrestling career. The funny thing was, Chris Ambrose actually won that ladder match, so he got the last laugh. The match ended with me being dumped off a ladder by Zack Attack through a table with thumbtacks on it. That was the nail in the coffin for my backyard wrestling career. But I'd just like to say, if you guys are watching it now, thank you to the participants in WXW Live 2, Burglar, Jason Crew, Yeezy, Jamie O'Hagan, Zack Attack, and Chris Ambrose. You guys made my last show in WXW and backyard wrestling very memorable. I wouldn't have gone out any other way. I left with no regrets, which is a great thing. Yeah, if you guys want to relive WXW Live 2, I've got a highlights package up in the card up there that I uploaded shortly after that show as well. That brings us to the 28th and the 29th of January. Now, the real reason that I had to leave backyard wrestling was to pursue a career in professional wrestling, and the pro wrestling organization that I came across, I'm not going to name them out of respect, they were not happy with me continuing backyard wrestling, and that's totally understandable because they see it as unsafe and they'd like me to learn the moves the correct way. And I respected their wishes, and I respectfully stood down from my position at WXW to turn my attention towards professional wrestling, and the members of WXW were totally understandable. They were sad that I was leaving, but they understood that I was moving on to bigger and better things. And the 28th and the 29th of January was a big pro wrestling training camp weekend. I'm not gonna name the professional wrestling organization out of respects, and if you guys don't believe me that at least at the time I was pursuing a career in professional wrestling, I do have a photo to share. Now, they didn't want anyone to share any of the photos, which is understandable, and out of respect, I'll still show the photo, but I'll crop everything out that I can. I'll blur any logos that may pop up. I don't know what the photo is right now, but it's on the screen here. Any faces, I'm blurring them out, but I just want to show you guys that I truly was in a professional wrestling ring training, and I had a hell of a weekend there. It was a training weekend. Training camp, obviously. And to end the weekend, we each had to show off what we had learnt. We had a match with someone else, and it must have been some stage in this match that I really, really injured myself. I tore my hip flexor. I'm gonna assume that it was from some of the body slams I received or some of the suplexes, because believe me, that mat is hard. Harder than it looks. Professional wrestling, yeah, it's on its own is harder than it looks, and that includes the ring itself. Anything can happen in pro wrestling, and even though I didn't hurt myself bad in backyard wrestling, my first true pro wrestling training, I got hurt. Very ironic, really, but all I'm going to say is that's the last pro wrestling training I had this year. That a torn hip flexor, it's nothing to joke about. Seriously, I was in so much pain. I actually didn't realize what move it was during the match, but it was the next day. I was in so much pain, and for the next few months, it was not fun. But that was a very big part of my year. I thought I'd just like to share that with you guys. On one more thing, I'm not giving up on professional wrestling at this stage. I just need to reevaluate my options. Since I received the injury, it's really making me think about how dangerous the sport is. People have been paralyzed, they've been killed from professional wrestling, and it really damages their body permanently. I would still really like to be a professional wrestler, but maybe it's just that I need to be more ready this time. I need to go back stronger and more flexible and do anything I can to prevent another one of those injuries happening, because it's nothing against that professional wrestling organization. I really like them, and they have some really awesome people a part of that organization. It's just I need to be ready before I go back, if I ever do. This brings us to February. We had 2 events happen in one day. First one was the debut episode of a series which I hope that continues on this channel for a long time, Male Mania. Now, this episode featured Amazon unboxings of Elite Series 47A AJ Styles and Asuka, as well as a t-shirt unboxing which I had received from Breather35. I won one of his competitions. Shout out to Breather35. He sent me an AJ Styles t-shirt, which I still wear to this day. It's one of my favorite t-shirts I own. It's actually in the wash right now, which is why I'm not wearing it. Just a little thing, but I hope that we can improve on Male Mania, because, to be honest, it is one of the least viewed series on my channel, but I hope to improve it and make it more interesting for you guys this coming year. Now, the second thing on the 4th of February, you guys wouldn't know about it, but it was an absolutely huge thing that happened in my year and in my lifetime, really. Do you guys know who Guns N' Roses are? Words that I say don't do justice for how awesome they are. They are a band, and they came out to New Zealand for a return tour because they had been split up for over 20 years, and they came back together for one last tour together. The tour was Not in This Lifetime, and it's my second concert I've ever been to. It's probably the best one I'll ever go to. That was one of the highlights of my life, not just my year. I believe I have some footage of some of the concert or some photos. I think, yeah, that if I use footage, it includes songs that are probably go against the copyright laws. So maybe I'll just show some photos of the event. I had the time of my life at that show, and if I weren't to mention it, that would be a crime not to mention that as one of the highlights of my year. This brings us to April, the 3rd of April here in New Zealand, or the 2nd of April for everyone else in the world. WrestleMania 33 seems to have been the event where the greatest of all time hung up his boots. This man, the dead man, the Phenom, the Undertaker, my favorite superstar of all time, and that was such an emotional moment for me. I don't want to go over this too much because I don't want to drag on the video too long, but I had to mention it. One of the biggest moments of the year. Undertaker seemingly retiring after a 27 year career. Undertaker. And yeah, I did shed a few tears. Now on the 8th of April, this is something really exciting. Now, since about 2012, the Warehouse stores in New Zealand, which is the main store that stocks WWE figures in my country, they discontinued stocking Elite figures and most figures at all. And I think it has something to do with WWE not coming out to New Zealand for shows in the last few years. So the Warehouse stopped stocking most of their products. But in the 8th of April this year, I walk into the Warehouse and I see Elites. That was my dream come true. I've literally had dreams of Elites being back in stores in New Zealand, and that was so exciting for me when I walked in. It was the Lost Legends series. Unfortunately, I had all the figures in that set that I'd wanted, but it was so exciting to see. And they also had a pretty good selection of basic figures, I believe. And ever since April the 8th, they have had great selections at the Warehouse. They've stocked a couple different Elite series, and I hope that's going to continue in the future. And if it does, it must mean that WWE are going to be coming back out every year now for more shows, because something I've noticed is since they've started coming back out to New Zealand, that's when the selections have been getting better. So very exciting moment, not just for my channel, but for all the New Zealand WWE fans. This brings us all the way to July 17th. This is something that I honestly never thought would happen at all, anything like this. And I'm very lucky that it happened. I'd just like to thank the people that offered to take me up to Auckland. Some friends from WXW took me and a couple other people up to Auckland to meet Sasha Banks, who was doing some promotional work for the upcoming WWE live event in September 13th. And I'd never met a WWE superstar or legend up until that point. I hadn't met any wrestler. So I feel very honoured to be able to meet Sasha Banks. And it's funny because she was also the first ever WWE superstar that I saw in person. I saw her outside of a cafe on Queen Street in Auckland. Very funny. So it's really funny that a year later, a year after that, I get to meet her. The first ever wrestler I met. And I just have to say, she was very awesome. I had heard negative reports about how she treats her fans. But when I met her, she couldn't have been any nicer to me, to be honest. I suggested that to her that maybe the women have an elimination chamber match. Actually, I'll play this clip right now. Hey Sasha.
Hi, what's going on? How are you?
Good, thanks. Thanks for retweeting my tweet earlier.
Oh, thanks for tweeting me, dude.
Oh, and I have a little suggestion. Since the Women's Revolution has been going on, you've been doing a lot of first matches. How about an elimination chamber match?
Ooh. That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
I'll ask him for that. That'd be awesome.
Thank you.
Take a picture?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So that is another highlight of my year, the first ever superstar I met, something that I never thought would happen, and I feel very lucky to be able to have met her. Now jumping over a month later to August, this is a great milestone that this channel has achieved. RUB Figs reached 400 subscribers thanks to all you guys, and that is absolutely huge. Considering that at the start of the year we had only just gotten over 200 subscribers, so we just doubled the subscriber count. I'm speechless actually. I'm so speechless. And yeah, even though it happened all the way back in August, I still can't come up with any words. I'm just so grateful for all you guys, and I really appreciate you guys helping us to get to the milestone. Hopefully this is only just the beginning of RUB Figs. Now this date, it brings chills to my spine. The 29th of August, I upload a video revealing that I was going to be entering the WWE Greatest Fan 2017 competition. Now if you guys didn't know what that was, WWE's official New Zealand Twitter account tweeted out that they were going to be holding a competition for a number of prizes, WWE related prizes, and what you had to do was gather all your WWE merchandise together and take a picture of it and send it into their website. And on the 29th of August, I uploaded a video where I went over everything. I spent 2 weeks setting it up. I put a lot of commitment into setting it up, and man, little did I know what would happen a couple weeks after I uploaded that video. Oh man, I'm getting so excited about that. September 5th, the winner of WWE's Greatest Fan competition was announced. Wow. For New Zealand, the winner of the competition was me. I won WWE's Greatest Fan 2017. Hang on. This is heavy. I won WWE's Greatest Fan competition. And as you can see by this is one of my prizes. The WWE Greatest Fan 2017 Championship Belt. Ooh, almost knocking things over here. The 13th of September, WWE Live, Christchurch, New Zealand. Now, before entering that competition, I had no desire to travel all the way to Christchurch, which is in the South Island of New Zealand, quite a way away from where I live. That's where they were holding the only WWE Live event in New Zealand for this year. And one of the prizes for winning the competition was tickets to that event, and I was able to attend. And not only that, I got to meet 2 more superstars. I've met 3 superstars this year. It's insane. I got to meet Jason Jordan and Elias in a private meet and greet. That was so awesome. They were really cool guys as well. They signed my t-shirt, and my dad and I got pictures with them. Just so awesome. But not only that, the best part is still to come. The main prize for winning WWE's Greatest Fan competition was, oh man, I actually still can't believe it's real, to be honest. A few months after that's happened, I still can't believe it. The winner of the competition gets to jump into the ring during the live event and accept the championship by an official. I have to be honest here, I never even dreamed that I would get the opportunity to be in a WWE ring. And I'm just so honoured, so grateful for what I was able to do that night. I got into the ring, I had the time of my life. Yeah. I still can't believe it. It's just so amazing. I did get some boos. It was like the reaction John Cena would get when he comes out, half boos, half cheers. I understand the boos, like, oh, I wish I could have been in the ring too. But the other half, the cheers, that really means a lot. Just and also the boos actually, I have to I have to be honest, the boos they made the night even more awesome as well. Just taking it all in. That's something that I actually didn't do that night. I wasn't able to take it all in, but really, can you? Can you take it all in? Over 10,000 people in the arena that night, being in the WWE ring, JoJo announcing your name, being presented your very own championship title. How can you take that all in 20 seconds? In 20, 30, 40 seconds, however long it was. It is the greatest moment in my life. What else do I say? Greatest moment of my life. Now, something little I'd just like to go over. On the 27th of September, I got surgery on my nose because, as I covered back earlier in the video, I had some really bad nosebleeds in WXW, but the nosebleeds actually date back further than that. They date back all the way to about 2011 or 2010. My brother and I were messing around on the trampoline. He decided to give me a Stone Cold Stunner. I'm not sure if we even planned it or anything, but he just gave me a Stone Cold Stunner, and completely by accident, as he drove me down, his knee went up right into my nose, blood gushing out. But then that just started a whole bunch of problems where if there's any slight knock to my nose, or if it gets too hot or anything like that, blood just pours out of my nose. And it wasn't until then that I decided to fix the problem. Actually, the funny thing is really ironic. The original date for the surgery was the 13th of September, the day of the WWE live event, but I just postponed that, understandably. But the reason why this is a milestone in my year is that ever since then, it's really taken a lot of weight off my back. Being able to do things and not fear having a nosebleed, I can really be myself again and enjoy life a lot more. It really, I'll say this: the 27th of September was the first day of the rest of my life, and I can honestly say that. And life, the last few months, has been a lot more enjoyable for me, not having to fear that at all. Fear a nosebleed. This is something little that I'd like to include, and I actually did upload a video where I was still loopy on the anesthetic. Check it out in the card up there if you guys want to see that. I was a bit silly, understandable, because I'd just woken up. But there you go. The last thing on my list today occurred on the 10th of December. Charles Green, the Angry Grandpa, passed away. I made a video about it, paying my respects to the Angry Grandpa. And on that video, I wasn't able to get out everything that I wanted to get out because I'm not proud of it, but I did shed some tears throughout that day, and those 10 minutes that I recorded the video, I was able to hold it together. As Angry Grandpa, if there's one thing you can remember him by, it's that he was strong, and I wanted to be strong and pull through that video for you guys. But seriously, his passing really hit me hard because I've been a youngin' since August 2015. Wow, and it really shows that all the fun can end like that. He was fine up until a few months before then. And I was watching his Twitch streams, and he did bring it up a couple times that you need to make the most of every time you have with family, because you never know when it will be the last time. And I never truly understood what he meant by that until the day he passed. I hate to say it, but Well, actually, no, I don't hate to say this. Since December the 10th, I've had a new perspective on life ever since then. Now, I make the most, I take every moment in that I have with family. Because, yeah, everything, I couldn't be happier right now, but you never know when the fun can stop. You never know when things go upside down. So I just want to make the most of every good time I have. I don't want to focus on all the bad times anymore. Yeah, there are a few bad things that happen, and I'm not the only one that has let the bad things affect my days in the past, but I just like all you guys to know that it's not worth thinking about all the bad. If you're happy right now, just enjoy that, take it all in, because one day it'll all be gone. So, yeah, and I've spent quite a lot of time with my family this past week with Christmas and stuff. Who knows if, yeah, who knows when it'll all be over. I know I'm dragging it on a bit here, but I'm just expressing how I feel. Yeah, and I want to make the most of you guys being around, and uh, yeah, they say that you just need to live life like there's no tomorrow, and I now truly understand what that means to live life like there's no tomorrow, because you never know, there might not be a tomorrow for someone or for yourself. Anything can happen. And I'm just so grateful to have as much as I have right now. We've lost a few family members over the years, but I'm just grateful for the ones that are still around. And I just want to make the most of every time I have with them, because, yeah, as Angry Grandpa said, and as what happened to him shows, yeah, anything can happen. I even still sometimes tear up a little bit about it now. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that. So that's going to close out the year-end review. I hope you really enjoyed it, and thank you all for sticking through this long video. Yeah, just a lot of awesome things happen. I hope that we can do the same video next year, but who knows what will happen. I highly doubt that next year will be as eventful as this year, and have as many awesome moments as we've had this year. Oh man, I still can't get over how much stuff has happened. I'm gonna miss 2017. A lot of people have had a really bad 2017, like Angry Grandpa's family, unfortunately. I've watched their vlogs. I've been watching their vlogs for years, and I can see why, but they just always refer back to why they think 2017 sucked. But for me, and I know for a lot of other people, 2017 has been awesome. It couldn't have been better. I'm not going to focus on the few negative things that happened, but just with everything that happened, so awesome. I'm definitely going to miss 2017. What do you guys think? Did anything really awesome happen in your 2017? If it did, leave it down in the comments. And what's next for 2018? 2018 for me, just thinking about it right now, is going to be a year of change. This year, yeah, a lot happened, and next year I'm obviously getting a bit older. I'm 16 years old. Next year, I'm hoping to start the year off by getting my driver's license, my learner's driver's license, and I just got a job. I'm not going to say where, but oh yeah, and next year's my last year of high school as well. So next year's going to be a year of change. It's going to be a little bit tough. I'm going to have to adjust to it a little bit. It's going to be a full-on year. I know that. But next year, I'm just going to take it all in at school, as it'll be my last year. Wow. Oh, wow, okay, I'm gonna end it here. But wow, I just can't get over the fact that next year will be my last year of school. What am I gonna do after school ends? I don't know. What do I do after school? I still don't know what I want to do for the rest of my life. I'd love to be a full-time YouTuber, but I earn less than $2 a month here, and I don't do this for the money, obviously, because you can't you can't live life on $2 a month. So, yeah, who knows? 2018 is going to be an exciting year. I'm going to be excited to spend it with all you guys, and this is only just the beginning of AEB Figs. Thank you guys for watching, and subscribe.